Well, hello. I'm back with another $20 haul. Before we get to that, I guess, want to tell a little story today. What you can see here is Marvel Premiere number 47, and this is the first appearance of Scott Lang as Ant-Man. And I guess why I do these videos is I've always enjoyed just getting first appearances, collecting first appearance, collecting different issues, and just having a fun, unique, and widespread collection. And I actually picked this book up probably better part of 15, 16 years ago, just because, I like picking up first appearances. And this is one of the books with the movie coming out people are looking for. And I think I got this for probably like $1.50 back in the day because it just wasn't that popular. So, you never know. And that goes with the next book behind it. And this was actually what I thought was his first appearance, this next book. But this is Hulk 271. And in the original Marvel Handbook, they had this as Rocket Raccoon's first appearance. The one we know as his Marvel Preview appearance, he's actually referred to as Rocky Raccoon and looks a little different. And then his creator said, no, I meant that to be his first appearance, the Marvel Preview, not this. But anyway, I got this. If I scratched it out, but 75 cents probably. I remember when I got this. This is when I first started collecting. It was winter of '93. So I got it for 75 cents. And again, a book that a lot of people are looking for. So you never know what a book might turn into, and sometimes it's just fun to have. For years, it was just fun to have Rocket Raccoon's first, what I thought was his first appearance. So, all right, moving on. This was about, let me think, this was about $9. This is Daredevil 115. This is a book that probably won't hold a whole lot of value, but it's a fun book to have because it has an ad for an issue of The Incredible Hulk in it. And in that ad, it shows a character known as Wolverine, and that he will be debuting that month in The Incredible Hulk. So this is kind of between Incredible Hulk 180 and 181. And there were a few other books that came out this month that have that same preview. I think Daredevil was the most popular of them. So this has been talked about a little bit. So if you can't afford 181, you can say, well, geez, this is one of his first appearances too, and it's just an ad. But it's, like I said, just kind of fun picking up if you're a Wolverine fan, and you want to add something cool to your collection, and it's just kind of a cool collectible to have to say this is one of the ads that preview this, this landmark character. Fun to have, and like I said, I got it for around $9, and it's in really good shape for $9, and being like a 30-ish year old book. So, good thing to have. Now, here's another hunch, and again, I say this, I love the handbooks. I love DC Who's Who and Marvel handbooks. And this character keeps popping up in the Marvel handbooks, and that is the title character who's outlined in white here, Black Wolf. He had a series back in the 90s, didn't last very long, but he keeps showing up in the handbooks, and he's a character you think would just disappear. This is Thunderstrike number 6, and again, even this series is well forgotten about. This is Eric Masterson, who replaced Thor for a while, and then was given his own enchanted mace and became the character Thunderstrike. And not a long-lasting or well-received series. He actually ends up dying at the end of it. But Black Wolf, like I said, keeps showing up, and I think he has a tie to the Inhumans, if I can remember correctly, and they're fairly prominent in the Marvel universe right now. So, again, dollar book. Maybe worth picking up if you just want to throw it in the long box and see what happens. The next is Avengers Academy, and I love books like this. I love, like the Teen Titans, Young Justice, New Warrior type books, and this is another one like that. But this actually sort of leads a little indirect tie-in to Avengers Arena and now Avengers Undercover. Hazmat makes her first appearance here. Kind of like a Junior Avengers, Young Avengers type book, but not the Young Avengers. $1 or $2. I think I got it for $2. Has a bunch of first appearances in it. The only one that isn't a first appearance here on the cover is Reptile, who actually appeared in a one-shot for the Initiative. But all the other ones, I think that one's name is Veil, Finesse, Striker, Metal, who dies first issue of Avengers Arena, and then Hazmat. So anything with a lot of first appearances, sometimes it's worth getting because you never know who might stick. So fun book. Now here's a couple undervalued books that I think are cool for a collection and maybe for investment purposes are worth it. Avengers 158. This is first appearance of Graviton, who has shown up in the cartoon and also Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And has been around, has been in some video games and different things. I don't know why he's not more popular, or this book's not more popular than it is, because creators seem to like him. But you can probably pick this up for, if you happen to find a decent copy in a dollar bin or $2 or $3. He seems to show up, in different media and in the comics. He had a huge arc with the Thunderbolts back in the day, but I don't know much lately. But actually a very powerful character, and if anyone got a hold of him and used him right, he could be a major villain in the Marvel Universe. Next is Iron Man 120, and this is the first appearance of Justin Hammer, who again has appeared in cartoons and movies and everything, and again, low-level book, probably a $5 book, but maybe worth picking up. And again, if you're an Iron Man fan, he's a major villain in the Iron Man universe. I believe he's still dead. He died. It's hard to keep track of who's dead and who's alive anymore. But a major villain for a long, long time in the Iron Man universe. Okay, next we have Incredible Hulk 418. What happens in this issue is the marriage of the two characters, Marlowe and Rick Jones, on the cover. But I've noticed that, and I think that's the next book I have her later here, DC's character of Death is becoming more and more popular. And this is one of those weird... Peter David was a fan of Neil Gaiman's, and it's one of those weird things. She actually shows up here at the reception. It's just the back of her. You can't see her face, but any comic book fan will know who it is, and Peter David said kind of who it is. It's a homage to her. But Death sort of appears in this book, and if you're a fan of the character, this is a rare time she shows up outside of the DC Vertigo universe. So, and also just a fun read, interesting book to have, and minor event, but still fun. And I'm gonna butcher this, but this is Ex Machina, a Wildstorm book, number 1. A really great series, great read. I think this came out early 2000s, 2004 or 5. Brian K. Vaughan, who of course Y: The Last Man, and this had been optioned for a movie. Now Brian K. Vaughan and I think Tony Harris own it again, and it could be optioned again as a movie. It's a really neat book to have anyway. Good read. The whole series was a good read. But you could probably pick it up. I think I got this for a few dollars. If you can find it, you can pick it up. Still in good shape. I mean, it's only not even 10 years old. you know, it's one of those books that's both a good read and maybe a neat investment, so worth picking up. Ren and Stimpy #1. I like this book because it has a really silly. It's just a silly book. First of all, it has like a air fouler included. I think it smells like cat vomit or something. I don't know. There was Ren and Stimpy, and I have Stimpy. And then if you take it out of the poly bag, what's said here in the balloon caption is Ren saying, "You idiot, you opened the bag, this comic is worthless." So it's just a fun book. And also, if you're a child of the 90s, just kind of a nostalgic thing to have, you can get this for $1. Back in the day, this was, in the early 90s, this was the book to have polybag, so worth getting. Darkhawk #1. I just love this character, and you know, this is another one you can get for $1 or $2. You know, I meant to have in this haul, here it is. I meant to have this book in here, and I forgot to put it in here. This is Marvel Age 97. I've seen in someone else's video that Marvel Age did preview a bunch of characters. They had Puck and Beta Ray Bill. There is actually a bit of the comic in here, but you don't see Darkhawk. This is the only time Darkhawk really appears, is on the cover. So this is sort of his first appearance. I don't know where Marvel Age really fits into things. But, you know, if you're a Darkhawk fan, it's worth probably picking up both. But here's a character that, you know, people do like, people do enjoy. But he just doesn't seem to have much staying power. But he did wind up in the War of Kings, the Marvel Cosmic Universe. So who knows if he might show up again there or wherever. It turns out his suit of armor has some kind of cosmic connection to some Brotherhood of the Raptors. But both are decent books to pick up, but definitely Darkhawk #1 if you're, you know, if you're nostalgic for the 90s, just really a neat book to have. Oh, and I mentioned this book. This is Action Comics 894. One of the rare times Death shows up outside the Vertigo universe. Got this for $1. Well worth the pickup. So there you go. And one of my comics fell down. I didn't even know it could do this. So that might have to wait till next video. Let's see if I could just grab one. Alright, here. We'll grab this one here. This is Incredible Hulk 331. I got this for $3. This is Peter David's first issue. Really good shape. You know, again, I like to highlight, you know, the character's first, or creator's first appearances, first works. This is, you know, his monumental start, monumental run. This is the start of it on Incredible Hulk. You know, if you're a Hulk fan and you don't know Peter David, or you don't know about this run, I mean, it stretched over, I think, like 150 issues or something. Maybe not that many, maybe about 120. Worth picking up, worth having in your collection. You know, I love his stuff, and I love this run on the Hulk, and again, just I'm glad I have this in my collection, and if you're a Hulk fan or a Peter David fan, you definitely want this. So, alright, that's it for now. Bye.